Locked in the earth are the riches that propel our modern world. And woven throughout the course of human history is the saga of a perpetual search from the mines of King Solomon to the black gold of the 20th century. Gathered from Earth's far frontiers, they have built the tools of war and the cities of peace. In the rocks of planet Earth are the raw materials of our technology. And from the Earth we have fashioned the monuments of our modern age. A few thousand years of human civilization is linked to an ancient struggle of titans, as the power of the sun and the forces within the earth wrestle over the thin crust that wraps our planet. Over hundreds of millions of years, they have created and distributed the great treasures of this earth. Around the globe, scientists search to understand the creation of Earth's treasures. At the heart of the search, two urgent questions. How long will they last? And to find them we go. A cedar swamp in Maine holds the energy resources of tomorrow.
We need to get farther in.
Find a good exposure of it.
In a subterranean world, scientists unravel a geological mystery of incredible wealth. And in the skies, high above the Nevada desert, new eyes of science look down on Earth. What they see could revolutionize our understanding of the planet. Scientists have entered a world that until now was unexplored. Our future will be determined by what they find.
Major funding for this program is provided by the Annenberg CPB project. Corporate funding for Planet Earth is provided by IBM. IBM is proud to support the innovative spirit of scientific inquiry that made this series possible.
In New York City, a world-famous auction house offers items of exquisite design and extraordinary value to a discriminating clientele.
$24,000 now, $25,000, $26,000 is here. All right, $26,000 for it, $26,000. The bid's up front and against the room now at $26,000 all done. Sold for $26,000, Edith Blank. Sold for $110,000. Sold now for $135,000. All right, what should we say to start this? $500,000 to start it?
In the bidding over a flawless blue diamond, it is easily forgotten that these works of elegant beauty were transformed from stones dug from the ground.
$850,000. At $875,000 now. $900,000 in the center of the room now. Down it goes then at $900,000 in the center of the room at 900. 900.
Stones of astonishing value. Yet of far greater worth than the brightest diamond are mineral treasures that have played a pivotal part in human history. In Pittsburgh, at the Carnegie Institute's Hillman Hall of Minerals, fantastic specimens are displayed and admired as works of art. Formed by forces originating deep within the earth and from our distant sun, they are of a seemingly infinite variety. Incredibly, they are all examples of nature's artistry, transformed by water, molten heat, sun, and time. Exquisitely shaped, economic and precious metals alike rival the finest creations of craftsmen. In a museum gallery, they are treasures from a jewel box earth. Although the treasures of the earth are widespread, the places where they are concentrated and accessible are not. The splendor of gold and silver light our world, as if glittering brightly from afar. Royalty among metals, they are mined in but a few regions around the globe. Shining forth are the sources of our most basic metals. Among them are lead, zinc, copper, and iron. Just 150 sites worldwide account for more than 3/4 of the metals and minerals essential to modern industry. Fueling the fires of our age are deposits of fossil fuels. Scattered around the globe, they are formed from prehistoric plants and microscopic animals of ancient times. In North America and Asia are the major deposits of coal. Oil and natural gas are spread among the continents, but a full 60% of the world's known supplies are beneath the Persian Gulf. Petroleum dominates modern history, much as another resource dominated the Mediterranean world of ancient times. From the froth of the sea came Aphrodite, goddess of fertility and love. A Greek poet named this beach in Cyprus as her birthplace. Aphrodite was born into the richest land in the classical world, for in the mountains that rise from this sea lay a phenomenal treasure, the copper mines of ancient Cyprus. Copper ingots bearing the stamp of Cyprus and cast in the shape of hides were carried throughout the Mediterranean world. Under the patronage of the Mycenaean god Enkomi, the island supplied much of the copper for the Bronze Age. From its mines and smelters came the utensils of the hearth. Other anvils forged the metal into instruments of war. Cyprus, in fact, means copper, and from 4,000 years before the birth of Christ until the decline of the Roman Empire, the mines of Cyprus were as vital to the ancient world as the oil of the Persian Gulf is to modern times. Today, ruins and deserted caverns are all that remain of that great age long ago. The mines of Cyprus lay idle for 1,600 years. But in 1913, after studying the accounts written by ancient Romans, an American geologist rediscovered the mines. Once more, they yielded up their riches, and mine tailings dotted the foothills of the Troodos Mountains. By the late 1950s, Cyprus began to interest geologists for other reasons. Gorgos Constantinou, now head of the Cyprus Geological Survey, and Dick Hutchinson of the Colorado School of Mines studied the ancient sites for clues to a geological mystery. Clinging to the wall of an old pit mine is a small pocket of metal ore, a remarkable type containing copper, gold, silver, and zinc. They thought that these deposits were formed when the minerals were forced into existing rock, replacing what was there before. But that process would not have produced the layered bands that they found.
Sulfide band. When I first came here to Cyprus in 1962, our understanding of the origin of these rich concentrations of metals was, at best, very poor. We believed they had been formed within the rocks long after the rocks had been laid down by a replacement process.
But the layered bands contradicted that theory, forcing them to find a new explanation. Little did they know that they were on the verge of a new scientific breakthrough. Nearby was evidence that further challenged the old theories. Geologists found large swirled rock formations referred to as pillow lavas. These, they knew, could only be formed as hot lava came in sudden contact with cold seawater. Could the metal deposits in the pillow lavas have formed together on the sea floor? These remarkable pictures capture a drama similar to what took place on the floor of an ancient sea. Lava hardens into pillow shapes as its molten fire is quenched by the seawater. The trail of the metal ore and the pillow lavas led to a whole new theory of how Cyprus formed, part of a revolutionary view of our planet based on the concept of plate tectonics. The Earth's crust, far from being solid, is cracked like an eggshell. The surface is broken into huge slabs or plates that slide about like a crust of lava slides over a molten lake. Geological events on a colossal scale are the result of this dynamic, evolving Earth. Mountain ranges rise as continents collide. The Himalayas were thrust upward and continue to inch ever higher as the broad arc of India pushes against the belly of Asia. Along California's San Andreas Fault, earthquakes occur when the tension between plates is released in sudden spasms. The shearing and breaking of solid rock has formed the great scar of the Carrizo Plain. On the seafloor is the Earth's largest geological feature, an underwater mountain range that wraps the world in a jagged furrow 46,000 miles long. At this ridge, formed as the Earth's plates pull apart, molten rock from the Earth's interior rises to become new seafloor. In the ancient Mediterranean Sea, this same fiery genesis occurred, where the African and European plates tugged against each other. Approximately 40 million years ago, the process reversed. The African plate plunged beneath the European plate, and the area that became Cyprus was pushed upward. Ancient formations from the deep seafloor became the mountains of Troodos. On its flanks rested the pillow lavas from the seabed and the deposits of metal ores. Cyprus was an important clue to the mystery of how such deposits were created. The next clue would come from halfway around the world. Japan. Land of living volcanoes, fed by immense heat and molten rock flowing from the interior of the Earth. The length of Japan is laced with hot springs and mud pots, an intrinsic part of the Japanese landscape.